historically as well, depending on if we see Beast Halo with Chog sick. It looks like we're going to see Beast Halo on the attacking side, so he's getting a little bit more playtime here, favoring Beast Halo. That's 3 games in a row. Usually it's been 2 and 2, but Panker is going to be on that Winston. Beast Halo is most likely not going to be on here. Yes, we do see that translocate. We've gotten debate too many times now.
Oh no, I am an old and wary soul with main tanks on Sombras now. So Panker, he's just looking for that early cleave damage. You see him in that hidey hole right there, taking a little bit of damage. Fusion University know where he is, but so what he wants to do, use that bubble and that shield, absorb some damage, get some cleave, and 40% already. That is how you play Winston. Dalton also going to be receiving some of that charge as Fusion University are in space.
So when we're in space, no one can hear you, Cass, and now that we're going to be kind of peeping back into Horizon Lunar Colony, you know, the crazy thing is no one at Fusion University has helmets. How do they breathe? Gladiators Legion, they're probably surprised by that as well, as they do cede a little bit of space because of these superhumans that don't need helmets out there. Panker, though, going to get taken a little low. Luddy getting that kill into Bernard, though, means some good stuff coming from Gladiators Legion here on the defense. They really want to take this time away from Fusion University, and as much as possible, Panker going to be jumping into the backline. Really good stuff coming from him and the rest of the team, and do come in through that. And so Gladiators Legion, good team play coming from them.
Yeah, and a late grab from Dalton, aware that Alarm's Transcendence will wear down by the time he throws out that Zarya ultimate. But even so, trades going back and forth here. Beast Halo just refuses to die. That Monkey Fist of Panker not quite as solid as the steel of Reinhardt's armor. Primal Rage is available for Panker to keep things interesting for this defense here, but that's actually going to be a pretty unfortunate demech by Fried, who's forced to use that self-destruct again. Fairly scrappy battles. Fusion University no doubt believing that they could win things out with simple trades, but Gladiators Legion really biting back.
Gladiators Legion fighting back indeed, and now Panker has that fisticuffs, like Primal Rage. And so Fusion University now has that Graviton Surge, so Panker uses Primal Rage, and Knight's able to get that Graviton Surge in there, can nullify a lot of what Panker is able to do, and he's going to go ahead and use it. Nice might be able to grab him in that unwilling hug, but he's holding on to that Graviton Surge right now. Let's see if Panker's going to be able to separate the rest of Fusion University right now, jumping up and down, and actually Primal Rage is going to be wasted from Panker, but hey, maybe it wasn't a waste, maybe it took a couple seconds off the clock, and that's what you need here. Now that Panker's going to go into the back line, the rest of the team can hit through the rest of Fusion University. That worked last time, but this time around, it doesn't seem to be doing that. Fusion University surviving that same play that sent them back to spawn on their last attack, but this fight ain't over. No one has died just yet. Fried almost close to that D-Mech, and now with the Transcendence coming through from Fusion University, this is a 6v5, 6v4 now for them. Good fight coming from both sides, but Fusion University win a war of attrition there at the end.
Yeah, so the Reinhardt shield will always give you better point presence there, better ability to just stay alive on the point against all odds. And Alarm got stunned by water and still somehow managed to pop the trance in time to save not only himself but his team as well. So Legion just not really able to finish off their plate in that case, which may well come back to bite them here as they're already on the back foot, taking so much damage from Beast Halo.
And so now that they're here on the second player, are they going to have that opportunity to snowball? Beast Halo is going to get that kill on the two waters, so the answer might be yes. Fusion University now going to be getting that 6v4, 6v3 now. The self-destruct isn't able to take Fusion University off of the objective, but Gladiators Legion might have bought themselves enough time to stall this out a little bit longer, but Fusion University really want to win this right now. They do push everyone off the point. Round 1 is complete.
An impressive time bank set by Fusion University right there. Beast Halo opening things up with yet another just like pure shatter kill, right? That's always going to be a feels good for your Reinhardt. You can tell that he's, you know, definitely in the groove. I feel even though, you know, we talk about Widowmakers doing this very often, it's like when you're on a hot streak, you're on a hot streak. There's almost nothing anybody can do to stop you. And the same, you know, kind of comes to play for Reinhardt's, especially in that Reinhardt head-to-head, right? So if Beast Halo has all the confidence in the world and his team has been backing him up all the way until this point, coming up against Panker, who, you know, has been, you know, playing a little bit more cold, there's very little to stop Beast Halo from just walking in. W mouse 1, and it's up to Gladiators Legion to put a stop to him, and they were not able to.
They were not able to, indeed. And now that Fusion University were able to get that 2 points, Gladiators Legion know exactly what they need to do. They need to try to match that. 4 minutes and 14 seconds is pretty good for Fusion University for their time bank, but Gladiators Legion have in the past been able to do it. This, though, is the map that they have struggled on in the past, and so let's see if they're going to be able to overcome those struggles and take this win. When the pressure gets going, one of these teams has just lived in that pressure a little bit more, and that's been Fusion University.
You said it, Boop. You didn't want to say it, but you believe that this may be a 5-game set. So Fusion University, is this the time that they take advantage of Gladiators Legion, pull themselves up to that 2-1? Dalton on the Sombra right now, just either looking for that scouting he has. He certainly could be a very capable Sombra, though they have put Fried on that role in the past Gladiators Legion when they do want to run the Sombra Goats. Now, Pure Goats is going to be the name of the game. No additives, no sneakery here, no carcinogens.
That's good. It's a healthy environment here in space, unless you're outside, but apparently people in Overwatch can all breathe out there unless they trip and fall outside. And so Gladiators Legion now with their attacking side, they're trying to get to the high ground. Fusion University are going to meet them there, so we're going to be seeing a ton of damage in this room that you're seeing them engage upon each other. And actually Fusion University going to go ahead and cede that space. They don't like what they're seeing there, and so they're going to do a little bit of a soft reset. Well, Gladiators Legion are going to maintain themselves onto the high ground. Beast Halo trying to do his good Panker impression and try to get into the back line. He has not been taken down just yet, but yes, gets the fist to the face from Luddy. 65 now for Gladiators Legion. This is a really good opportunity for them to get on to the objective. Alarm getting taken very low. That sure is going to help, but they got to confirm these kills. Gladiators Legion now getting close to their ultimates as well. Panker, though, not doing much on that Reinhardt. He hasn't needed to. So Gladiators Legion using that rally, Water getting that kill. This is still a fight that Gladiators Legion is going to lose. They're definitely not, is theirs to lose. They're definitely in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, it's a war of attrition once again without Beast Halo alive, and in the fight he goes down first once more through, you know, honestly no fault of his own. Somebody has to be putting a butt on the point, and his name was Beast Halo in that last fight, so the immediate swap onto the Reinhardt. You're going to want to give Panker a shatter for free. You're just betting that he's going to whiff it, and against a Reinhardt of Panker's quality, that's not a bet I'm going to take.
And so Gladiators Legion are coming in with some good ultimates, but Fusion University have some of their own. Panker going to be using that Earthshatter, not going to get anything from that. No! An Eaton grab coming from Bernard. That's going to take a lot of tempo away from Gladiators Legion as they expect those to go through. Fusion University, I think that was the first Eaton grab we've seen so far in this match. Bernard going to use that self-destruct. Hardcore getting the kills, evening things up for them. Gladiators Legion has been felled on this attack. Fusion University do live to see another day.
That's the crucial initial defense that you must hold. Otherwise, you're always going to be playing catch-up, and Gladiators Legion may well have come out of that with a map completion faster than Fusion University. That's neither here nor there. Nice, though, is 33% up to that grab. Dalton beating him by almost 100%, though. So, Alarm will likely need to use his Transcendence sooner rather than later.
And so now that the rally is going to go down, Beast Halo is stunned, but he is going to be alive. Alarm using that Transcendence without seeing the grab on the other side. So Dalton gets a free grab here because there is no sound barrier, but the grab isn't actually going to find a ton of kills as Panker goes down. Fusion University now coming out on top on this fight. Gladiators Legion was so close to capping off at this point. They had the opportunity with that grab, but unable to finish off with that focus. So now we're going to see another defense. Oh, actually, no. We saw them cap. Yes, sorry.
Apologies. We are, you know, we're actually on a different mortal plane. It's called Excalibur. Yeah, so apologies, folks. Gladiators Legion will actually be able to finish out Horizon Lunar Colony, and as much as we've been singing Beast Halo's praises, his ability to go in aggressively, his confidence on that main tank role, we saw right there in the initiating starts of that fight a reason not to have your Reinhardt just charge in on cooldown. Alarm had to blow that trance early to keep Beast Halo alive, who got stunned up, which meant, you know, the domino effect of Dalton's grab into the rest of Gladiators Legion's onslaught on that point. Fusion University had no defensive ultimates, had really no space or bodies to give. So that is what, you know, one of the downsides of having a Reinhardt as aggressive on your team.
As we are going to get a quick pause while we get things settled down. And now that we're here 1-1, Gladiators Legion were able to take that. Unfortunately, we didn't have the visual for that last fight. Fusion University unable to get that defense going. And so now they're pretty similar in terms of those time banks as well. Even fighting throughout both this map and the last map. Actually, Gladiators Legion finding themselves on top of that last map. But these fights have been close and back and forth. Once again, Fusion University having a hard time getting to play the game that they want to play when Gladiators Legion, especially with Panker on Winston. That's something that I think we really want to see more of that with.
Yeah.
You know, jump into the backline. The rest join you. They pincer it off. The first time it worked. The second time it didn't. But that's the type of energy I want to see from Legion. That's when they've been most successful.
Yeah, Panker so far in this series has seemed a lot more comfortable on the Winston rather than the Reinhardt, so I'm not surprised that that's the main tank look that Legion are showing, who will be first on defense with the, bigger time bank, actually, than Fusion University. So, that last fight certainly going to be on the mind of Beast Halo as we ready up for our second round, or rather third round of Horizon Lunar Colony. Reinhardt's, not really known for their mobility in general, so if you're going to charge, you better be darn sure that wherever you land will be a safe place for you, and your Zenyatta's not going to have to zoom in and apply a band-aid of a trance onto you and potentially open you up for a deadly grab.
Heal! That'd be a funny voice line for that. Fusion University now on their attack as they find themselves with less time in the time bank. Actually, it looks like a minute more for Gladiators Legion, and so Fusion University really do want to take this point A really quickly. Will the rest of Gladiators Legion let them, though? If they do get picked off, that answer is yes, but if they're able to maintain that space and keep themselves on the objective, the answer will be no, as Gladiators Legion have actually played this, the close game with like the dead zone in the middle with goats, especially here on Horizon Lunar Colony, a little bit better, especially with Panker onto the Winston, and Beast Halo is still on that ride.
Yeah, Beast Halo staying alive for the moment, but Fusion University would love to just find somebody, anybody out of position so they can get that man advantage. Grab out, very early one from Dalton.
Yeah, are they going to be able to make an up-tempo play? The answer is no. They may be... that's okay because they might get another opportunity, but Beast Halo is going to get that first kill. Fusion University using the Transcendence as well, and they are going to be able to take this first point quickly. That's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah, that was the moment that Fusion University were waiting for. They didn't want to be the ones that got onto the objective first. They would have really liked for an early kill, but Water found himself pincered by Fusion University, and that was the pick that allowed this point A to come through for Foodie. Now Neist will have the grab at the ready. Shatter, a ton of ultimates available for Fusion University. Gladiators Legion kind of, shaking in their boots just a little bit. Remember how quickly they gave this up in their own, in their first defensive round.
The Gladiators Legion have two ultimates. Dalton might have that grab, will have that grab by the end of this fight. The first grab we see is going to be coming from Fusion University. Bernard is in the backline with that bomb, but both Reinhardts are off this field, so 5v5 now between these two teams, and Fusion University on the attacking side. You don't want those even numbers, but he's going to make it less even as Knight's going to get that kill, and Bernard's going to get that eaten grab from Dalton. So we've seen that be such a tempo creator for teams. They know it's going to be off the field. They are just relaxed at that point in time. They feel so good about getting these games, especially after eating that grab. Beast Halo going to go ahead and drop that hammer and maybe drop the cap as well. Yes, we do see Fusion University finish things out. 4 points for them. Will Gladiators Legion get 4 of their own?
Such a feels bad. That boop onto Beast Halo actually allowed him to position the Earthshatter better than he would have just head on. He caught Panker in there, and I mean, Beast Halo charging into the middle of a grab and getting taken down mid-flight, but the bomb still finds a kill. That's just kind of an eternal Reinhardt mood. But regardless, the rest of Fusion University able to make something happen on the point, even without their main tank, allowing him the time to get back in their Earthshatter in hand and to clean things up. Gladiators Legion, again, as well as they played, it seems that sometimes they just kind of stumble upon these great opportunities, and that's when they're able to make their move. They start now on their own attacking round with more time than Fusion University, but I don't really get that same feeling of control that I did watching Fusion University come in there and execute that playbook.
Well, the other thing about not seeing control, sometimes a lack of control is a strategy. right?
Fair.
And we saw that with Panker and on that Winston, right? It's that feels and looks a little out of control, but in the end, even though we see him jumping up and down with Primal Rage, and then he switches over and jumps into the backline knowing exactly where everyone was. Now that's still a legitimate way of playing this round, and Gladiators Legion could maybe even use that, because I think Fusion University, you're not going to win a game where everything is controlled against them.
Exactly. There is a little method in the madness, a little code in the chaos for Gladiators Legion. They're going to find themselves with a face full of bullets, very potentially. Snillo on, a hit scan character he's a little less known for, but potentially equally as effective on. So Neist already running a little bit of interference, being a super annoying mosquito on that Sombra in that backline. Panker actually gets hacked big purple onto Luddy. This means Legion aren't going to be able to engage for quite some time more.
Well, and we're seeing Bunker just work. Everyone taking so much damage before they come into the objective. Now they're going to take the high ground, and we're going to see this first rotation. Actually, Snillo a little late on that rotation. That could prove to be a death sentence for them, but good displacement. Fusion University knocking a ton of Gladiators Legion onto the low ground, and now they're choosing to get onto the objective. There are over 4 minutes left, and so Gladiators Legion could totally lose this fight and feel really good about that, because they're getting to the ultimates, and maybe just through that war, they have a couple minutes to do it with Fusion University. They do end up with an ultimate advantage, but right now, Fusion University in this bunker is working to a team.
Exactly, but as quickly as Gladiators Legion will come up to their own ultimates, Neist already has EMP in hand. We're going to see likely the speed boost across. Yes.
Oh, but the EMP is coming through from Fusion University. It looks like it got 5 members, but the halt also taking someone down onto the low ground for Gladiators Legion. Fusion University maintain their defense here on Horizon Lunar Colony.
So this is exactly kind of that setup that we saw in the second win versus Bermuda game. Eventually, the speed boosting death ball will find some pay dirt. That's the hope for Gladiators Legion, whereas Fusion University are hoping to gun them down en route in transit. Really great EMP from Neist. It seems like, Sombra's, oh, well, don't you just have to press Q forehead? But again, the timing, able to catch so many members of Legion is, a skill that should be applauded. However, EMP at its very basic still kind of just serves as that pause button. It doesn't get rid of any of those ultimates, it simply nullifies them for that fight. So Legion now will be coming in with Dalton's grab at the ready.
Here we go. Now the rally is going to be escorting the rest of Gladiators Legion onto the objective. Will it be enough? Good halt coming from Fusion University. They've actually fallen victim to that a couple times, but now because everyone got halted off, everyone could just go onto the objective. So that might have been a blessing in disguise for Gladiators Legion, but now the ult is coming out from it. Snillo, this is going to actually create a ton of space, get both supports in one shot, with Dalton coming back with the kill onto Snillo. It's going to give Gladiators Legion a little bit of momentum. Gladiators Legion could potentially come back here. Their supports have just come up. EMP is going to be the death sentence, though. Hope was still there until the EMP came through in an amazing world. Luddy and Rob come back before the end of that fight, but we don't see that. Gladiators Legion going to have to try one more time.
No, Alarm was able to stay alive throughout that entire fight, and not only that, but apply all of that healing. So Legion were never really going to win things out if it was that pure war of attrition, even with all of those offensive spawns. However, now they have a great advantage here. Fusion University are not set up exactly where they want to be. Orisa already forced to give up a ton of space.
I believe Kartar shield bashed at the beginning of that, so he was unable to have that cooldown at the beginning of that engagement, which lets Gladiators Legion come in with a ton of safety. Very, very interesting play coming from Karkar there. Gladiators Legion now going to win out on this point A. Unfortunately, they're going to have a little less time than Fusion University, but they can totally roll onto the second point because Fusion University don't have any ultimates.
Yeah, very possible. And Gladiators Legion have 3 rally pops already from Water. And Alarm, though, has this nano boost. Beast Halo can make a ton of space.
But he's not really getting it right now, and so Beast Halo getting taken very low. Good patience coming from Gladiators Legion. A lot of the time when it comes to ultimates, just waiting it out is the name of the game. They have a little bit of time to work with, and Gladiators Legion knows there's no Transcendence on the other side. They know that there's not a lot that they can really counter what their ultimates have, and so Water gonna get that first kill. The Graviton Surge is gonna come through. Gladiators Legion should and will win this fight, regardless of how fancy Bernard is flying his mech.
You still get a couple of style points, but unfortunately you can't take it with you into the next round. As Fusion University, a Earth Shatter as well to just seal the deal. Unlucky, Bernard and Beast Halo were both on the same side, I believe, of the point. So when the Graviton Surge came through and we saw Alarms on a fall so early on, there was really no protection to be had for those backline squishies of Fusion University. So 5 game set, boop, think you might be right. Fusion University right now, they do have the better time bank, but there were, kind of little small slip-up moments that don't bode very well.
Gladiators Legion want to be that final team that takes, I believe, the last undefeated team out of Contenders. And I'm not talking about undefeated for a season. I'm talking about undefeated forever.
Over all
Sydney
time.
Drop Bears losing a couple weeks ago. I believe Fusion University are the last ones. And so Gladiators Legion want to put a stop to that. And would that be such a boon to their confidence? I think if Gladiators Legion take this game, they become very scary in the playoffs. And the reason why is because eventually they're the giant killers, right? They get to wear that badge forever. And that's one really, really cool. And every member of this team gets put in history for being the first team, right? Or any team that ends up beating Fusion University, because all streaks will come to an end eventually. Time does do that to you, but Gladiators Legion want that time to be now, and they're making sure that they're setting themselves up for that. They do have 2 minutes and 14 seconds left on the time clock on the other side. They really need at least a tick on their attack here.
That's the buffer that you're hoping for if you're a Gladiators Legion fan. No changes at all, and they're probably not going to be too surprised to see Snilla reprising his role as Mr. Beat Boop with that Bastion. Nice, though, has the ability to shut Legion down again. He doesn't need to get that kill. He just needs to frustrate them, keep biting seconds off of the clock as, water goes down.
Water going down, 47 seconds left. Just seed that space, get right back. The halt almost making things complicated for them, but I definitely want to give some props to Beast Halo here. Those halts have been amazing. On Gladiators Legion's last push, it was actually a little too good, bringing everyone off of the objective, keeping them all as a team, and then they were able to walk onto the objective. Gladiators Legion were able to grab it in the end, but we are going to be seeing a potential re-engage from Gladiators Legion here because they have to make themselves on the point, and that's actually why you're seeing Fusion University, they don't need to go into that other room. Stay right here because the objective is where Gladiators Legion needs to find themselves. And let's go ahead and just pepper in some damage before they get there. The supports need to be on their game, and now they're going to find themselves on top right here. EMP comes through. 5-man EMP from Fusion University. Going to lock things up for them. Gladiators Legion will not start overtime. And so Fusion University are able to bring that out in the end. Round 5 complete. Let's see what round 6 brings us.
Oh man, this could be a map win for Fusion University. Whatever happened during halftime, they seem a lot more calm, cool, collected. Capri Suns, cough drops, whatever you need.
That's what you need.
Yeah, that's what I need. Man. Yeah. But again, Fusion University playing their hand really well. They've been dealt this, and how are you going to frustrate Gladiators Legion, right? The EMP is the ultimate win condition. It's certainly just a pause button, but with only 60 seconds, that's not something that Legion can afford. Now, the Gladiators Legion have the very unenviable task of holding Fusion University 2 minutes 14 seconds on their time bank at no ticks, right? They're hoping for the draw here, and they're going to do it with Panker back on that Winston. I would say a pretty good play just in general. It gives him that mobility, and Primal Rage is, even today, a stalling ultimate that's extremely valuable. It buys so much time.
It lasts so long.
And, of course, a Winston of Panker's caliber can, more likely than not find a kill here or there in that time. So.
Yep, Primal Rage, one of the most effective ultimates in the right hands. And that last sentence is for all of my teammates in solo queue. Fusion University now on the defensive side. Or attacking side, sorry. Gladiators Legion going to be on the defensive side. 1 tick is all Fusion UV needs, but Gladiators Legion searching for the draw, and everything will be left to Watch Point Gibraltar. There would be no Game 5 if we do see a draw. And actually, that would probably put the advantage for Gladiators Legion in the end there. So the draw is capable 2 minutes, and you can stay just on track with the attacking team here. You will have defensive ultimate advantage, at least for this first fight, unless you get picked off. Beast Halo might be the one that gets picked off. Panker taken so low. Does escape. Rolf does not, but Alarm, at least on the other side, goes down as well. Panker ended up not escaping. Bernard was able to chase him down with those boosters. Not enough health to stay alive. Gladiators Legion now need a lot of hope to bring them to a hold here, because it doesn't look like it's going to happen, Ham.
Unfortunately, not much hope to be found. There's a Water, there's a Dalton, there's a Rolf, but for Gladiators Legion, they're going to have to hang their hopes on map 4, which will be Gibraltar.
Yep, it is a must-win situation to push the Fusion all the way to another Game 5, which, something that we haven't talked about a lot today is a map win-loss percentage. And so Fusion Unity has found themselves on a lot of control maps, but they have, I believe, like an 80 to 90% win rate.
85 win percentage, right?
On control. And so that's why, if you're wondering why they always seem to win these Game 5s,
they're so good at control.
That's one of the reasons. And so even if you get them there, it's still an uphill climb, at least in mentality, right? Because I think if there are some other teams, you see this in every other sport in the world, a team comes up against, the undefeated. Oh, they always win Game 5.
Patriots.
And, it gets into their heads. Right? And hopefully Los Angeles is able to stay out of that, as I do believe they've gotten in their heads before in some of their other losses. And so I haven't actually seen a ton of that today. Panker on the Winston has been very good. I really liked him on the Winston on Horizon Lunar Colony, even though he wasn't on it for long. Just the feel you got from it felt good. Just the energy that it brought to the table.
It seemed like Panker really enjoyed playing Winston, that he always had good routes of engagements, that he wanted to take on Winston rather than being like, I guess I'll just hold my shield until I'm dead, right? I mean, that's a little bit simplistic, a little bit reductionist for, kind of that main tank battle. But again, I talked about it when Beast Halo came in, just shattered all of Legion, and Fusion University took the point. That confidence coming in here, believing that you can win that battle, that you have some kind of advantage, that your team will back you up, is a big boon. It's very important for your main tank player, because you're the head of the pack, man. You don't got eyes on the back of your head. You're just trusting that things will fall in place for you. You only have so much self-realization, right? A lot of whether or not your team does well or good, poorly or better, is based off of that team play. You can take some space, but a lot of it does come down to that coordination and that mentality.
Well, and you have to trust, right? Because if you're going into an engagement, you're not trusting your team, then you're not playing the best at that moment in time, as we're going to see Watchpoint Gibraltar potentially be the deciding map for Fusion Uni. But we all know how this goes. If you're up 2-1 and you're Fusion Uni here on the last map, you can almost expect that Game 5. But let's see if patterns are going to be broken today with Fusion Uni. Potentially, but again, maybe not.
We may all have to retire the choking meme after this. You never know.
No.
Fusion No, never. But Watchpoint Gibraltar has, been a very interesting battleground. Again, this is a map that we hadn't seen in rotation for a while, and we have to remember, first point, long sight lines. We've seen Widowmakers, we've seen Hanzos. This is where, Winston and D.Va kind of live, because that high ground, that verticality confers such a big advantage to whoever can, use that space. Deathball, though, is also very strong here. Actually, we've even seen, a ton of Bastions. So the sky's kind of the limit for both of these sides.
Yeah, like you said, some good verticality on every single point except for the last one. The Maria Strada is like a really, really great place. You see fights happen in it, on top of it, underneath it, around it. And
it's like that Schoolhouse Rock song about prepositions.
Oh, yeah, one of the best. One of the best songs. Top 10 hit, I believe.
1965.
Yep, exactly. Just a Bill, also a very good one.
Yeah. Oh, classic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you name another Schoolhouse Rock song?
What's the one about, wasn't there one about a president?
Is that the same?
Anyway,
that's not important. Fusion University now trying to avoid a Game 5. Gladiators Legion really want to push it there. They're going to be attacking first. Ooh, at this point in time, if I'm trying to get to a Game 5, I would have loved to defend first, but that's just my personal preference. A lot of times people like to go first. That wonderful person where the teacher is like, hey, does anyone want to go first for your final presentation? And someone raises their hand. Sometimes you're that person.
Oh my God, and they definitely have color-coded notes, right? They cut Post-its into small pieces so they can put it next to each beginning paragraph.
But they don't use any of the notes, right? They're just that prepared. It's
exactly.
all for show.
Exactly. And Fusion University, hoping that the GOAT's composition will prepare them for whatever Gladiators Legion throw their way. We've seen, by the way, tons of cheese. Gorgonzola, Brie, Bastions, Roadhogs, Widows, Pharas, Symmetras, all kinds of things on Gibraltar. But, Dotes, as you might call it, Dive, Winston, Goats, is kind of that catch-all net. You have that good, vertical ability with Beast Halo and Burn are on the Winston and D.Va respectively.
The Beast Halo playing all 4 games, by the way.
Yes, this is a pretty interesting change. Fusion University definitely swapping up their playbook.
So letting it taken pretty low. Beast Halo has to pop out. Honestly, I really think that Beast Halo and Panker on these Winstons. One is better than the other, and it's Panker on the Winston, at least from what we saw in Horizon Lunar Colony. But one of the team right now is behind, but at least they're right outside of spawn. Fusion University deciding to defend up close.
Beast Halo really, really treading that fine line. He was taken solo, had to jump into that hallway and fried. You saw he smelled blood in the water, and it was, again, credit to Fusion University to dive upon him, demech him, and kill him to save Beast Halo's life. Again, though, Fusion University getting aggressed upon.
Panker going to decide to go underneath instead of above. It's now Fusion University have to match them, and they're potentially going to get a really nice engage coming from the top. Gladiators Legion knows that's coming. Good amp it up to go into server to make sure to avoid that gravity tragedy that almost happened against Fusion University. But now everyone's in server. How do they get out?
Press shift forehead. Rolf 80% up to that trance. If he could get up to that pretty, quickly, that will buy Gladiators Legion a little bit of an insurance policy as Panker right now. Oh, Rolf, that's even better. Finds alarm across the map.
Yeah, it wasn't just Rolf. There was some tickling going on in the top side as well on the high ground. So Panker going to get up to that Primal Rage a little faster than Beast Halo will, but Knight's going to get to that Graviton Surge a little faster than Dalton will. And so now that we see the rally coming out from Gladiators Legion, this could be a potential point A take if they're able to take this fight. And so now the ultimates will be coming online, and the Graviton Surge is coming out. And now the Transcendence is there to counter. Will Bernard's bomb find anything? Yes, it will. Luddy is not going to be here for much longer. 6v5 now for Fusion, but a lot of them are low. And so Gladiators Legion are coming right back here. Soundbarrier not coming in on a time to save Nice and Beast Halo in this fight. Gladiators Legion definitely have that numbers advantage and a little bit of a spawn one as well. Luddy has the sound barrier as well, so if they want to extend this fight even longer, they totally can. They want to keep it for hangar phase, but Fusion University are not on the payload. 1 point for Gladiators Legion.
Very, very unlucky. Fusion University, they've gone to school, but forgot their letter number. Gladiators Legion playing a pretty clean game right there. They had the advantage towards the end of that point A fight, and they worked it. They didn't allow Fusion University to pick them off piecemeal. They waited for their reinforcements to come in, knowing that that would give them the better fight. So Water now will have Rally Luddy with the sound barrier as well. Gladiators Legion have all of the tools necessary to continue to push this forward, and more importantly, they own the high ground.
These Winstons battling out with each other, holding that left click, getting up to that Primal Rage has been something to watch. Just how they're following each other's movements. It's so cool to see the high level of mobility that both of these players are able to use. As Water going to get that first kill. 65 now for Gladiators Legion. They have 6 ultimates as well. Panker with that Primal Rage, knocking a lot of people into walls and isolating a lot of Fusion University. So much so that Fusion University are not going to show up in hangar phase at all.
That is a tough loss to take. Fusion University now have to bank everything on a potential 3rd point hold, and Beast Halo has been ping-ponging between both the Winston and the Reinhardt. Fusion University, for, very unexpectedly, again, looking like they're maybe a little bit discombobulated, not quite sure which one of these compositions will give them the best advantage. But at least you know that since Panker is on the Reinhardt, you will be able to get a little bit of static shielding with your own Rein. The Beast Halo already forced behind the corner.
Bernard going to use that bomb. You know no one else has that ultimate? A nice one's close, so Bernard just trying to make something happen. We've seen that work with Gods a little earlier today, but unfortunately for Bernard, unable to find anyone on Gladiators Legion, as they are going to be rounding this corner. This is the first challenge on this last point. They're going to go ahead and give them this corner. Fusion University ceding a ton of space. It's a lot easier to defend the closer it is to the point. That doesn't give you a ton of breathing room. Alarm gets taken very, very low. Rolf is able to get that Transcendence off. Alarm, look at how patient he is. Was so low, didn't use his own trans, and now will have it for the next fight after getting a kill onto Rolf. A lesser Zenyatta, I think, would have used trans there.
Oh, absolutely. Fusion University have bought themselves a pretty good win condition right here. They've held on to both of those support ultimates, and it's not for all of Gladiators Legion's efforts there. Dalton will have that grab, but Fusion University more than ready to respond. Panker, though, of course, he was famous for his flanking shatters in Apex, and he's gonna have that opportunity come this next fight. But Fusion University actually all on the high ground. You're just taking a look-see, seeing which way Gladiators Legion are coming, and Gladiators Legion themselves taking an unusual rotation, essentially flip-flopping places with the defense. But no, as I said, the debate is real. This is, fine for Legion. They want to take the best fight possible, but it's wasting a lot of time.
Water using that rally, but they've got a ton of time to work with. There's no need to push, but Fusion University likes playing that game. They'll play it no matter what. And now that the Transcendences are coming out from Fusion University and the sound here, layering those ultimates is not exactly what they want. There's not a ton coming from the other side. It's nice to be using that Graviton Surge. We're seeing contact being made there. Fusion University look like they're able to keep that defense down.
Yeah, but Alarm is dead. Oh, the fragger in the backline no longer available. Dalton being that playmaker for Gladiators Legion.
And no, they were unable to keep things going. Gladiators Legion are able to take that. Fusion University now know what they have to do in order to miss that Game 5, but I think the world is telling us, you can feel it. If you guys at home aren't itching for that Game 5, you haven't been watching Fusion University, at least this season. And, and then now, they're going to be trying to match Gladiators Legion's time bank or exceed it, but they want to finish this map.
They gotta, man. Gladiators Legion essentially had no resistance as they moved through point A and into that hangar phase, just able to cycle up that bank of ultimates, right? It's like you start really early. You know, work at a movie theater at age 16. You know, be very, economical with your spending, not blowing it on fancy cars, and then by the time you find you're 36, wow, look at all of the, I have a ton of money to put into my Roth IRA. That was kind of the feeling that Gladiators Legion had, based off of that very early good engagement. They just rolled Fusion University all the way into map finish.
I'm sure Made used that exact analogy.
Exactly,
before. Word for word. That was pretty much plagiarism coming from him.
I had no idea they had Roth IRAs in Australia. We all learned something today.
Roth is everywhere. He's ubiquitous.
I love that guy, Ross. Yeah, he was my favorite character from Friends.
Ew, Ham, don't even joke about that. Whose favorite character is Ross?
I don't know. I didn't watch Friends.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said Ross. The real answer is Phoebe. Anyway, Fusion University is going to potentially have a little bit of that pulled pork with Snow and Beast Halo on that Orisa and Roadhog respectively. And so we've seen Roadhog here at the beginning a couple times, getting a nice quick hook potentially, just gives them the opportunity to get onto the payload, but they're not actually holding up close, so they can go ahead and get right onto the payload. No shenanigans needed. Yeah,
Legion saw that hook and they're like, yeah, no. But that means that they will own this high ground again, not get debate the second time. We see Beast Halo rebuffed from that high ground of Fried, actually taking quite a bit of damage to armor pack already gone from Water's Arsenal.
So, going to feel a little dehydrated for the time being until that cooldown comes back. Fusion University unable to really make a lot of progress on those ult charges, but now would be that time as they get easier engaged on the payload and just underneath car wash. Let's look at those HP bars, and Friday has the lowest one, but that means that his supports are just going to get more ultimate charges. The Fusion University were unable to confirm the kill.
Yeah, but Alarm's still managing to almost double Wolf's Transcendence percentage. Somehow the guy just made a magic, I'm guessing. And Fusion University getting very little resistance as they themselves edge this payload closer and closer to point A, and now, oh no, Panker, man.
Panker, we've talked about cojones in the past, and you've got something there, but you can't be alone when that happens.
It was the drag, it was the wind resistance. Took him way farther than he expected.
And so Fusion University do find themselves capturing this first point. Again, but I like that he went for it, right? That's the other thing. He went for it, now he knows it doesn't work. He learned something.
It could have actually, unfortunately, I wasn't able to see, but it could have been a well-timed boot from Fusion University as well to, throw him into that server room where they made that opportunity happen and they were to fall upon the main tank of Gladiators Legion. And so Fusion University, again, able to get on this high ground much the way that Legion did. Beast Halo ready with that Primal Rage, looking for some, squishy people to make some modern art out of. Fried.
Modern art really can be anything. This could be modern art, what you're watching right now. Fusion University now using that rally. Are we going to be seeing a little bit of deja vu here with Fusion University potentially walking through hangar phase? We're about halfway through. Gladiators Legion do not have the members to do it. And the way that these staggers go, Fusion University can kind of just kill them the way that they want. And now Gladiators Legion are going to have to wait an extra 5 seconds to make sure everyone is back.
I really didn't know what Luddy was doing in the backline of Fusion University. I mean, he was essentially standing among the members of his enemies, gets lasered down by Nice almost immediately. Panker himself gets shield bashed out of his jump. Legion right now forced now to use that rally, pop everything.
Right, self-destruct is going to be blocked by that bubble. Gladiators Legion not going to be blocking themselves from spawn as Rolf unable to save his team with that Transcendence. Now he's not going to have it for this third point. At least Letty does have that sound barrier, but now Fusion University, just like Gladiators Legion did on their push, are able to push through.
I think you're absolutely right, Boop. If we were going to have a thesis statement, a theme for this season of Contenders, offense is good, defense is lackluster.
Except if you're Bermuda holding second one on point A on Blizzard World, right? And so Fusion University trying to make sure that that is proven true. The defenses have notoriously struggled across every group, across a lot of the games, each team having an example of that. And so Fusion University want to make sure that Gladiators Legion have another example of that. Gladiators Legion, though, the complete opposite. But now, with only one ultimate, it's a matter of how much space and how much they want to engage. And they're going to go ahead and use the sound barrier because they're ahead in this fight. Panker is going to go ahead and take down Karkar while Beast Halo is somewhere else with that Primal Rage, trying to do a little bit, bit off a little bit more than he could chew using that Primal Rage in that moment as Gladiators Legion using their one ultimate exactly how they needed to.
Very good value from Gladiators Legion. This is where they can apply a chokehold to Fusion University. This spawn and this ramp, very, very difficult to move past. As small of an incline as it might as well be coded in Crisco for how difficult the cart, finding distance on the cart can be. And now Legion again have all of these tools. Grab ready for Dalton. He could use that corner that Neist has so expertly grabbed in the past to hold Fusion University before they can get to that cart. But no, it looks like they're going to be, backing up, just giving a little space.
Well, this is exactly what Fusion University did to them, so we know that this is a good strategy for both sides. Fusion University were unable to hold, but the Earth Shatter is going to be coming through from Panker. Hey, and friends in the industry,
that's called a fatty
shatty. And so now that Panker gets his fatty shatty through Fusion University, you're going to have to go right back to spot.
We got like burn arm bombs. I say we call them Panker pancakes.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Just throwing it out there.
Because it works for the Goom Stop, too.
Yeah, exactly. Just smashing all of Fusion University into smithereens. I don't feel like we've seen such a well-executed Bash Shatter combo in all of today's series. But Fusion University, now they do know that that one ultimate is off the table. They'll be roaring back to of their own.
Draft Hunter start things off from Dalton, and now Burner's going to be... Oh, actually, it's going to be Alarm using that Transcendence. Thought it was a bomb, just breezing into the middle of that fight for a second. Fusion University, though, Bernard still has that bomb. It's now going to be the time to use it. Nice is down, so the answer is no, but Nice also used grab there. Fusion University, at least for the next minute or so, are not going to have a good, strong attacking ultimate starter, but looking at Gladiators Legion, Earthshatter is the only thing that they're working with right now.
Exactly. Both of the teams kind of cut down to the last ultimate or so that they have in their back pocket. Still 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so left on the time bank, so it's certainly possible for Fusion University to just try and walk forward, force Legion to use one of their ult while banking up their own. That's a little bit easier said than done, though, with the way that Legion have been using those proactive defenses.
The Earthshatter not going to find that fattiness this time around. Fusion, went fat-free that time.
Diet.
Yep. So
Diet shatter.
You can't just eat so much at once.
No.
That's how you start gaining weight.
That's how you get gas.
Yeah, exactly. Fusion University, we also saw Blizzard World earlier. Fusion University is going to go ahead and throw out that Bernard bomb, not find anything, but the Earthshatter now coming in from Fusion University is going to knock Panker on to the ground, giving them an opportunity to potentially finish off this map.
Yeah, and now Panker out of the game. Beast Halo once more feeling it as Gladiators Legion have just one hope, and that may be Fried Self-Destruct, but they got to get there first.
And so Panker trying to assert his dominance here, putting up that shield, but no one is shooting at it right now other than Beast Halo's hammer, so he's doing that damage. Bernard off to the side, getting deep mech. This could be the end for Fusion University's current attack, and now Alarm investing that ultimate, and now Beast Halo also getting that Earthshatter, while 4 members are on the ground for Gladiators Legion. Fusion University, that is the definition of overinvestment.
Fusion University's Zenyatta may have missed the alarm that time around. He had the Transcendence ready, allowed one of his tanks to die before he popped it. May have been, otherwise occupied, but that's one of those slips that you can't allow to happen. Gladiators Legion now control this, and all of y'all screaming map 5, we may well see this as Fusion University have one more shot to make this happen, and they got to do it without any ultimates.
A little more than 5 meters remains from Gladiators Legion, you know, taking this to extra innings or getting this to game 5. Fusion University only need that 5 more. They gotta finish off this map. Beast Halo getting taken down. You're seeing Fusion University walk backwards. Without Snillo's rally, every one of Fusion University would have actually been taken down, but somehow Bernard is able to live through that, but that's able to get 10 seconds off. Now Fusion University have to touch the payload. Their hand has been forced, and Dalton's going to be using that Graviton Surge. Using Fusion University's need to make it onto the payload, uses the Graviton Surge to the best of his ability. Fried getting 2 kills. That is how you play against Fusion University, my friends. Learn how they work. Take that space and time away from them and take tempo.
It's like when your friend was like, pull this rubber band, and then they just let go and you hit yourself in the face.
Or when you're like on a bike, try to stop the wheel behind you. The person who's like running it into is always the one that falls, right?
Fusion University getting, you know, some of their best looks thrown back in their face. Although credit to Alarm, he kind of beefed that trans in the last fight, and did you know he had it again? He had it again for that last push. But still, though, Fusion University not really able to make things happen there on Gibraltar. And I think this is actually credit to Gladiators Legion and, you know, their coaching adapting, right? So who was making a lot of those plays happen? I mean, Horizon Lunar Colony, that fatty shatty on point B from Beast Halo, right? Sticks to mind because Beast Halo is kind of, you know, that tip of the spear for the Fusion University team a lot of these times. Gotta make a play, well, we'll just throw Beast Halo in there, right? And the reason that we saw Fusion University kept having to fall back on their heels, give up more and more of that space, was because Beast Halo was falling low very early in those fights. And the reason that that was happening, focus fire, right? Panker, who again, you know, looks maybe a little bit more comfortable on the Winston than the Reinhardt, at least today, wasn't falling to a victim to that same circumstance. And that was because Fusion University were a little bit scattered. They themselves very concerned with like, how are we going to finish this map out, right? And you know, Legion taking advantage of that and burning that main tank down.
Well, honestly, what makes me very scared for Fusion University coming into this map 5 is that last fight where everyone used their ultimates after they were down 6v5 and they had enough time to come back for another fight. And so that's the type of decision making that gets Fusion Uni in trouble. And they've been able to avoid a situation of a loss for a very long time. But now that we're here on map 5, it's time to start thinking about it as a reality. Is history going to be made today? If we're taking control into account, at least from these two teams that we saw today, Fusion Uni looked amazing on their first control round on Nepal.
Yes.
And so Gladiators Legion, that's got to be in their heads, but it can't be. They've been outplaying Fusion Uni, especially on Gibraltar. They just got to keep that going.
Exactly. And on Oasis, there are map types that lend themselves to that similar play style, right? University, very distinct from Oasis, or City Center, very distinct from Gardens, which is where we will be heading to first.
Beast Halo get the full game today. So excited to talk to the coach and see what the decision making is behind that. The Gladiators Legion, they want to be the first. Will they be the first ever team to take Fusion University down, not only in just a game 5, but ever? Gladiators Legion looking really good after Watchpoint Gibraltar. Fusion University, though, if you're going to trust a team in this situation, it is them. They come in clutch so often. Beast Halo coming in clutch once more.
Yeah, Water the first one down. Gladiators Legion could continue to try and push their luck here. They're going to be sticking here, but with Fried, yeah, taking a dip into the warm waters of Oasis, they're going to have to full reset. Beast Halo, again, you know, maybe regaining his mojo there after a tough loss on Gibraltar. That's certainly a possibility. Alarm fragging out like a crazy person, also possible as we see him ticking up. What is this?
50% ahead of Rolf.
90% to trans already? You've barely even seen Legion.
You barely even knew us.
Yeah.
That's why you stand there, guys. Fusion University already going to have that trans. And honestly, there's probably no way that Gladiators Legion knows this trans is coming. And now Alarm can maybe even use this offensively because now you're kind of just waiting for the grab to come. But how fast he's been charging these, he might have a trans before Dalton's able to get to that grab anyway, as the rest of Gladiators Legion struggling to keep their HP above half. Of Dalton, Water, Luddy all dropping below half health there, but no casualties just yet. Fusion University do have that Graviton Surge, and now they'll have that Transcendence because Dalton will be able to use that soon. Maybe in the next fight, he's going to be the one that they're trying to focus down, but no, that's not going to happen, and now it's going to have to be left to Beast Halo and that Primal Rage, and look at how much damage he just took there. Will Beast Halo be able to come back and get those environmental kills? No, because he's punching people into the health pack. Gladiators Legion now going to be using that Graviton Surge that Alarm does not have a Transcendence for, and Transcendence not going to help that Fried come in and clutch 3 kills.
Hello, I'd like a team fight win Fried, please. Gladiators Legion, man, that was a really unfortunate mistake by Fusion University. Nice threw that grab onto the high ground, but Beast Halo had just burned the jump. Nobody was around to capitalize off of that unwilling hug, and so Fusion University had to try and eke out the win some other way, and Gladiators Legion able to make hay with the fact that there was no static shielding available for Fusion University with Beast Halo on the Winston. Now though, he's picking up the Reinhardt, not going to let that happen for the second time, but Gladiators Legion now 70% to their name. Fusion University kind of in that one and done territory.
Sano, we do see the sound barrier coming out from both sides, so we know this fight's going to be an important one for both of them. But no ultimates just yet coming from either side. We're just seeing that jostling for position. I think a charge did go through, but no casualties. I haven't heard that ding. No casualties at all, as Gladiators Legion and Fusion University are fighting outside of the objective right now.
Yeah, Gladiators Legion kind of staking their claim on the point itself. Fusion University happy to bank up some more of those ultimates and gain some charge for their concerted re-engage as they take to that high ground. With no Reinhardt, with no Winston on the side of Legion, they don't have to be afraid of that boop kill.
The whip shot missing. Water potentially trying to get that environmental kill, unable to make contact, but now Fusion University is going to be using that rally, potentially Transcendence, to counter Dalton's grab whenever that may be. And here it is. Self-destruct now coming from Fry. There were 3 kills last time. There's no Reinhardt, and now another 3 kills. Wow, getting 6 kills for 2 self-destructs. I like those odds.
I mean, that is a full team. Fried has killed an entire team, and I hope he's very proud. Because,
he should be.
Yes.
That's a Fried winner if I've ever seen one.
Oh, no, 100%. And now Legion hold control of this point. Panker is ready with this shatter unless something crazy happens with Bernard's own bomb, maybe comboed with nice grab. Legion will take this first point on Gardens.
So if you're wondering why Water using the rally could be a button click, but Fusion University have to come in here, so they can't wait 30 seconds for the rally to come down. And now Fusion University are going to be able to do that as the Earth Shatter are going to miss almost everybody. Nice getting taken very low, but he's able to make it to safety. Beast Halo going to get Fire Strike out of this game. This is Gladiators Legion's fight to lose. It's a 6v5 now for them. Are they going to be able to take this? But nice Graviton Surge going to be trying to change things around. Self-destruct does come through. Gladiators Legion trying to keep up in this fight. You're hearing that tick. That means things are still going on. Fusion University still looking for this point, a cap. But is it going to happen? Letty is down, but so is Bernard. Snillo is too during the rally, since they're not going to get the rest of that armor. Gladiators Legion still in control here, Ham.
Yeah, Dalton gets that kill onto Snillo. Listening right here. Overtime still is alive. Reinhardt's taking quite a bit of damage. Sound barrier comes in, I believe, from Karkar. Gladiators Legion still trying to hang in here.
And so there are some kills going through. I did hear a Reinhardt getting stunned there, and this fight is still going. And I'm hearing that overtime tick here, so Gladiators Legion must still have control of this point, and they do take it in the end. Gladiators Legion up 1-0. 1 round away from making history, but we've said that a couple times before. But
7, 8, 9, 17 times.
What's your gut telling you? This is where your gut really comes into play, right?
I mean, my gut's kind of still in knots from all of those, you know, ibuprofens that I took a little bit earlier. So I'm not sure, but given Legion's
You made fun of me for saying maybe earlier, so you did the exact same thing.
I have to double down here. Yep. I have to say, I think Legion will take it. I believe that history will be made today. This squad, Gladiators Legion, who struggled and did not even make it into playoffs last season, with the leadership of their coach Made, will be able to take down Fusion University today. Nice on the May, wants to, you know, prove me wrong. But with the way that, you know, Gladiators Legion has been exploiting Beast Halo's Reinhardt, I don't know if Fusion University can adapt in time.
And so Beast Halo, and the exploitation has only happened recently within the last 2 maps after the half, as Wolf going to be taken down, but so is Bernard. the Zarya is a better kill for Gladiators Legion, and so now they can potentially grab this point. Alarm, though, going to be getting that kill, and then the Earthshatter coming through. Panker's on the ground. This fight's still going on, but it's Fusion University's to lose that final kill onto water means that they will take this first objective and keep themselves in this game.
This is actually crucial for Fusion University because Neist, almost 80% up to that Blizzard, will be a great win condition for Fusion University in their subsequent fights. You don't need to throw out that grab. Bernar's not even close. You won't need that Earthshatter or that Transcendence, because if you can get an early Blizzard, at least, you know, waste Legion's time, make them walk around that snowbank, then you've done your job. That's more free point percentage.
My favorite is when Reinhardt's charge right through it. So
and then stop mid.
And then Fusion University now with an Earthshatter and Transcendence of their own. Gladiators Legion, not really a ton on their side other than this rally, but that could be enough. Water using the rally, then taken down. Oh, that is a feels bad if I've ever seen it. Fusion University going to find themselves on top of this fight one more time. Water using the rally potentially to save himself, but the focus fire was there. Gladiators Legion going to want that one back.
Yeah. Although you could say, oof, what a stagger kill. Okay, Alarm. I was about to say, you know, Fusion University did pop the Transcendence in there, but with Alarm on your team, that's just a cooldown. That's like a basic cooldown for his Zenyatta. Already 30% up to that life-saving defensive ultimate once again, and Gladiators Legion find themselves in a very tricky position where they have to make something happen this fight for their best shot to take this map.
And so now Fried and oh, look at Panker go! He was trying to really assert himself, but the wall comes through on the wrong place. And so Nice maybe needs this Blizzard to maintain control of this point, is choosing to hold on to it. The rally is enough for now, as Karkar is going to use that sound barrier as he gets it on a cooldown. Earthshatter is there, misses everybody, but with the sound barrier, it might have not mattered anyway. The Earthshatter coming the other side is going to take Fried out of that mech. Actually, he's going to make that self-destruct happen. Now the Blizzard is there, and now it's just easy pickings for Fusion University.
Fusion University not sweating in the slightest. It's not just because Nice on that Ice Queen. Gladiators Legion, that was a very questionable sound barrier from Luddy to try and engage. We've seen that playstyle, you know, in metas past, and we actually have seen that from, you know, some of our Owl teams as well. LA Valiant comes to mind, and if you have been watching Stage 1 Owl at all, you know that's not a great comparison, because Sound Barrier is one of those ultimates that only really gains value through the unexpected and, you know, like reactionary use, right? Otherwise, you simply back off in the exact way that Fusion University did and allow those overshields to burn away. Legion got essentially no value from that ultimate, and when it came time to face that Blizzard, they just died in the frost.
Are we at the melting pot? Because I see some cheese on the field right now.
Hey.
Some fondue coming from Fusion University. I love this, particularly on this map. Some good verticality for that Farron. Hammond's coming on both sides. Cheese a little bit on both sides. Fried on the Sombra with the Hammond, though. That's actually not a comp you see very often coming from Gladiators Legion. Dalton's on the Tracer, and I specifically remember him on Oasis last week doing work. As Panker going to get that kill onto Nice. Remember, this is for all the marbles. This is for the record. Gladiators Legion already ahead on this fight, but the point has not opened just yet, so Nice might have enough time to come back onto this objective, and you want to grab this objective more than any of the other ones first.
Especially with these two squirrely compositions that both sides are running. It's so difficult to get those. Oh no, it goes over to Gladiators Legion. Fusion University have to clean up every single member of them in order to flip this point again, but Dalton's already the first one down.
But this point is so hard to flip. They got to make sure everyone is gone from this fight, as Giselo going to get stunned right after getting that pile drive through, but they do have that numbers advantage, and Alarm going to go ahead and use that nano, and you're seeing that can open over and over again. That's how you know the damage is getting through, as Giselo and or Panker is going to use that proximity mines. It's going to be Panker this time around, but Fusion University going to find themselves on top, but at least Gladiators Legion have controlled this point throughout, but now is when they're going to flip it. 31% for Gladiators Legion. Fusion University now on the board.
An immediate reaction from Nice. Very well played. He's not going to toot over here with a Pharah. Pulls out the McCree, not only excellent against the Tracer, but Fried Sombra as well. Could fall prey to that flashbang headshot. And whew, an early translocate forced by the Goomba Stomp from Panker. Both Sombras ready with that EMP in just a few seconds. Rolf on this Moira even, just out of respect for Bernar's capabilities with that hacker.
Rolf very good at taking care of himself, and if Summer's out of stealth, but let's see where these EMPs come through. Water's going to use that pile drive proximity mine combo. Dalton going to get some charge from it. None of the mines are still there. EMP coming both sides. Neither actually getting a ton of value, so we actually see trades here, and the trades are going to be better for Fusion University because they do currently own the point. Gladiators Legion need to find a way to flip this, and we're seeing the Tracer rewind now, so Snillow's going to be a little bit more vulnerable, but Snillow's known for that Tracer. When he was playing in Overwatch League, it was on that Tracer, but they were able to grab that flip. Gladiators Legion, but Beast Halo gonna get back onto the point. It looked like that might have been a safety flip, but no, Gladiators Legion actually finding themselves on top. They're in control once again.
But Luddy is gone now. Gladiators Legion is healing significantly cut down as Snillow comes back into the arms of the loving, warm embrace of Alarm and Karkar. But Gladiators Legion now will surpass Fusion University's point percentage as the swaps do come through. I do like this pick by Beast Halo. You would love to at least have the option of a Primal Rage online, much more consistent than that.
Alarm. This nano should be very, very important, and now it's going to go ahead.
Coalescence here already popped by Rolf. Luddy doubles down, drops that sound barrier. Legion really want this. They are on the brink. 72% stands between them and making history against Fusion University, the previously undefeated team.
But Beast Halo getting fried down is going to keep Fusion University in this fight. They have entered 80%. The purple is there against Gladiators Legion, and so now they want to get up close to 99 as possible, because then if Gladiators Legion are able to win a single fight, they have to wipe in order for this to happen. They will be the first ever winners against Fusion University.
They do need to wipe though, but they have the tools. I can barely contain myself. Boop. EMP is online. Grav is ready. They only need one good fight. It is so close. Gladiators Legion can taste it, but how many times have we said this about Fusion University? They always rally back. Beast Halo is ready himself with that Primal Rage. Who knows? He might just splatter Wolf into 1,000 pieces before they can even engage.
So Alarm gonna get a pot shot in, get close to that nano. Beast Halo gonna get that healing. Now the rally from Snillow, is that gonna be enough? We're entering one fight territory for both teams. The winner of this fight will be the winner of this game. And now Gladiators Legion gonna throw out that Graviton Surge. Is that going to be enough for them? Dalton is purpled, and now Beast Halo using that Primal Rage. Dalton is getting taken down, but no, there's a trade on the other side. So there's a 5v5 here on the point. Beast Halo is gonna run out of that Primal Rage, and Panker's gonna have one of his own. That could be enough, but he's gonna be stunned right before being able to use that. Bernard getting that kill onto Rolf, though, means that Fusion University are still in control here. Panker, he's the last bastion of hope for Gladiators Legion, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
Does not. The caster curse is real. Legion with Dalton on the desperation doofus could do nothing against the stalwart bulwark that is Fusion University.
Woo!
Let's all
I could literally feel tingles in my hand right now. It was an honor to be a part of almost history at that point in time, as Gladiators Legion only 5% away. I wonder what the closest the team has come. I wonder if there's been a 99 situation.
I bet there's been the 99-100% situation, because Fusion University have played at this point probably like 3,000 control rounds.
I seriously cannot feel my hands right now.
That
maybe
was
maybe the lack of food and water
also
might have been that, but props to Gladiators Legion bringing that to the very end. Never give up attitude, and I love seeing that, because in the past I feel like teams in every level of Overwatch look at a fight and they're like, okay, we lost it, but that's not what we saw, especially on that last fight. You should be proud of yourselves on how you handled that. You went into FU's home court, right? All of their fans were there, and you brought it into overtime, and you lost by, unfortunately, 5 percentage points.
Hair.
Yep.
A hair. So, again, execution was there for Legion in that last City Center round, but Fusion University, I mean, again, forged in the bowels of the 5-game set. They dream in control rounds. So, that's kind of just like the history that you're coming up against, as all of these teams, who are still, it's still up for grabs. Who is going to step up to that podium and be the first one to topple Fusion University? Didn't happen today.
Maybe it'll happen at the showdown. And we have to go outside of the region to find exactly who that's going to be. So showdowns are coming up, but we got to take a break from that one. That was an exhilarating 5-game set from both teams playing, all over the place, really. At times, there were mistakes, just like all of the investment at the end of Gibraltar for Fusion Uni. But there are also times where everyone was playing so well, and we were getting very, very high quality Overwatch. And that last 3 rounds on Oasis, I will remember as a caster for a very long time. And so thank you all for dealing with me, at least for that round.